The All England club sits under a flawless London sky, the kind of golden afternoon that makes Centre Court look less like a sporting arena and more like a cathedral built for sporting immortality. The grass is immaculate, the roof is retracted, and the air is thick with that particular tension that only a Wimbledon final can produce. But today, the focus isn't just on the two players battling below. High in the royal box, a figure sits watching with a kind of quiet authority that comes from having defined the sport for 2 decades. Roger Federer is the man who made elegance a weapon, who turned a tennis court into a canvas, and who won 8 Wimbledon titles by making the impossible look effortless. He has seen every generation of greatness, from the power hitters to the artists, and he has defeated the best of them. But now he is watching someone who, a few months ago, he gently chided for being too intense at an exhibition match. Now everything has changed. The crowd is still in a frenzy, a sea of Filipino flags waving in the stands, the roar of disbelief and joy still echoing off the historic walls. Alexandra Eala, a 21-year-old from Quezon City, has just done the unthinkable. She has beaten the defending champion on Centre Court, and the tennis world is scrambling to catch its breath. Then, the legend speaks again. There is no tough love this time, no constructive criticism about the purpose of an exhibition. Instead, his words land like a thunderclap, a bold prediction that sends shockwaves through the sport. He says she could become one of the greatest stars in tennis. The praise is so sudden, so absolute, that it stuns everyone. The same man who once questioned her intensity is now placing her on a pedestal usually reserved for the all-time greats, declaring that the young Filipina is destined for the very top. But Roger Federer doesn't hand out praise lightly. He has spent his entire career setting the standard, and when he compares someone to the game's finest, the tennis world is conditioned to stop and listen. He spoke about the way she moves, the way she reads the game, the way she handles pressure, noting that she is already playing like a top 10 player and is only just beginning. Those words carry enormous weight, coming from a man who has spent decades defining excellence. It wasn't a casual compliment tossed out in an interview. It was a declaration that shifted the narrative around Eala entirely. This is the story of how that remarkable moment unfolded, how a legend gave his seal of approval to the next generation, and how the tennis world reacted to Roger Federer's bold prediction about Alexandra Eala. Federer is not a man known for making bold predictions without reason. His entire career was built on letting his racket do the talking, never chasing headlines, never courting controversy. He simply played, won, and inspired millions. But after Eala's stunning victory, the Swiss legend had something to say. The tennis world was still buzzing, fans were celebrating, and the media was racing to gather reactions. Then Federer shared his thoughts, and the impact was immediate. He noted that he had been watching her for a while, praising her movement, her court awareness, and her composure under pressure. He suggested that she was already operating at a top 10 level, a remarkable statement for a player still climbing the rankings. Since retiring from the professional tour, Federer has remained largely out of the spotlight, dedicating his time to his family and his foundation. But Eala's remarkable rise had drawn him back into the conversation, proving that her talent was something special enough to pull the most respected voice in tennis out of his quiet retirement. He continued, saying she has everything it takes to win multiple Grand Slams, citing her talent, her work ethic, her belief, and the support of an entire nation as a dangerous combination. Those words quickly captured the attention of the tennis world. When a legend like Federer speaks, fans, players, and analysts all lean in, and his comments about Eala sparked excitement throughout the sport. Eala, meanwhile, was deeply moved by the praise. She grew up watching Roger Federer, idolizing his game, and to hear him say those words about her was a feeling she couldn't even describe. It was a huge honor, something she will carry with her for the rest of her life, a validation of every early morning practice and every sacrifice made along the way. Yet, only a few months earlier, the relationship between the Swiss legend and the rising Filipina star had been viewed in a completely different light. During the December 2025 Mubadala World Tennis Championship exhibition in Abu Dhabi, the two shared the court in what was intended to be a fun, entertaining showcase. Exhibition events are traditionally designed to celebrate the sport, giving spectators the rare opportunity to watch elite players compete in a relaxed atmosphere filled with smiles, trick shots, and lighthearted moments. For Federer, who had spent years participating in similar exhibitions around the world, that spirit was an important part of the occasion. But Alexandra Eala approached the match the only way she knew how, with complete and utter commitment. Every point mattered to her. She chased every ball with reckless abandon, celebrated big winners with passionate fist pumps, and competed with the same determination she would bring to a grand